What's up, everybody? Thank you for listening. Another edition of the Bird's Nest, and this one's a special one. I don't have anybody with me. I don't have, to talk on their careers and their success and what they've done. I want to talk on what's happening right now, and I want to give you a little insight of how I went through things as well, because I'm not far removed from being at a bad time of my career. And what's a bad time in your career mean? It could be you were laid off, you were let go, you were fired, whatever word you want to use. Your commission was cut, the pay structure is done, the region is redone, whatever. What I want to tell you is it could be the best thing that could have happened to you. And let me explain, because I'm not, like I said, far removed from it. And I'm emotional on this one. So I'm going to try and keep it PG. But here's why I say that. If you look at your current job, is it what you want to make? Is it what you want to do? Is it the people you want to be with? Do you have a mentor at that organization? Is the work-life balance acceptable? Do they have training? Do they support you on what you put out on LinkedIn? Or is it maybe they don't want to? So when you go through this, I want you to take a look at that, because here's my story. Okay. And I haven't shared this in detail with a lot of folks, and I'm going to now. So I was 5.5 years ago, been at an organization 10 years, part in the organization, sales leader for 7 years, running smooth, relatively, right? You all have those hiccups. Put the packet in for senior partner. No, was the answer. Now, they knew who I was. I'd been there for 10 years. This isn't, we don't know Dave yet, and we want to see who he is first. This was, we knew who he was, and it was a no. Okay? Ego blow, and we'll deal with it. Because they didn't. At that point of time, it was, we think this company is really better off without you. And that's their opinion. So what did I do? At that point of time, now I may be where you are, or maybe it's, you're now looking. Okay, I live here in Raleigh. Easy piece. I went out to all the big companies here in Raleigh. You can look them up. I guarantee if you Google in the top 10 companies here in Raleigh, that's who I applied to. 0 for 10 in terms of interviews. That really meant something. I had one interview, it was a Mercy interview. I knew someone there that, okay, give them the interview. Done. Nothing. 0. So here I am, 47 years old, pretty much back to an entry-level position at a company that doesn't want me. Not exactly ideal. But I kept going back to what my wife said. They don't know you. Okay, you're right. For the people who are at work, where I was. So now I have to figure out how to get known outside of this. Then it became a numbers game. Then it became me reaching out to folks. Luckily, reached out to one individual where I'm at now. Name's Ryan. Terrific. And I reached out on a DM on LinkedIn. Now, I didn't know Ryan. Okay, I'd seen him on LinkedIn a little bit. We had already connected. Sent him a DM, and I said, hey, do you want to talk today or tomorrow? Simple as that. We ended up talking, interview, and I went into the range and I went to the interview. The interview came. Now I'm interviewing for tech. Now let's understand something. I'm zero experience at this. Zero. I'd been in recruiting, but I'd never been in tech. I couldn't even like share my screen. And at the end of the interview, the person I'm interviewing with said, "Hey, I may or may not recommend you." And at that moment of time, I didn't even think. And I said, "You may or may not recommend me? Is there something I need to say or explain on this?" And he looked at me and said, "That's what I want right there." He challenged it because at that point of time, I know who I am. I know what I can bring. I went, I got the job, and here we are today. Don't let somebody or a company or anybody define you in terms of knowing who you are. You know who you are. So if they don't like it, go find somebody who does. It's the best thing that you could do. Now, how do I do that? Okay, step one is you commit and you have that mindset and you take that on. Okay, and you can hear how I am right now. Okay, this is not usually how my podcast goes. So if you're with me, stay with me here. So now, what's the next step? Well, the next step is, let's say you're out of a job. Okay, you have to go let people know who you are. I will tell you right now, there's no better platform than LinkedIn. You know it, I know it, right? So you post once a day. You go and contact Julie Rader, who was on this show. Go watch that episode. She literally interviewed and talked to, I wouldn't say interviewed, talked to 100 people before she got her job into tech. 100 people. She went out and just said, "Hey, this is what I want to do. I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to pick your brain for 15 minutes. Do you have some time?" And here we are. She basically she set herself up and knew everything going into interviews. That's what she did. And she allowed people to know her, and now she's extremely successful. What else can you do? Well, I've seen people very effectively do a video. Now, I'm not talking a video in a t-shirt like I'm wearing right here. Okay. I'm talking you get dressed up for an interview. You do a video for that hiring manager and send it to them and say, "Hey, I saw X and Y on your organization. Congratulations about that." Or I saw you posted on this, really intriguing. I want to let you know who I am here in 30 seconds. And there you go. Would love to spend 15, 20 minutes getting to know each other more. And you're dressed up for that. And you personalize that video to that person. You allow them to get to know you. If you're in a job and you're stuck, you're like, "Man, I want a career advancement. I want to go make VP. I want the enterprise account executive." Well, who knows it? Have you told your boss that? Have you told your leadership that? Have you told anybody in terms of those reviews? Those are my goals. What can I do to get there? And now you listen, and now you go after those goals. And if they don't support that, then you go back to square one and you go find somebody who does. There's too many people right now that aren't taking that piece. Okay. And that may sound harsh, but if you're not going to that level to find what you want, either the next career, the next role, the job, right, that I want to go into, then that's where you got to be. Right. That's where I was. And I'll tell you right now, if it wasn't for my wife saying they don't know you, I'm not sure what would have happened. Maybe I'm still there and I'm plodding along. But I tell you right now, that changed my life. Being fired, basically, was the best thing that ever happened to me. Now, that sucks when I have to go, and we had the big house with the big mortgage. And I said, "Hey, guess what? I basically just got fired at work, and now we're going into this 1,800 square foot house with 2 teenagers, and we're going to rent." Not exactly great. Okay. So I'm sharing this with you because I want people to take this mindset of, they don't know me. They don't know you. However you want to phrase it, that's yours. Go and show them who you are. Go and show them what you can do. but it takes effort and it takes work and it takes dedication and it takes time. But don't give up on what you are and show them. All right. So came out today. I hope this is informative and helpful for somebody. It's all this kind of got to me on a Sunday here in a t-shirt, have a pimple in my nose, look like Rudolph right here for those of you watching on YouTube. But I wanted to share this before I lost it. I don't have any notes. I don't have anything prepared. This wasn't scripted. This was just something I wanted to share because, man, I know a lot of people out there right now are in this role. They're in a role they don't like. They're in a company they'd rather not be with. They're in a career path they don't want. Now what? Well, now it's on you. That's what it comes down to. And you can do anything you want to do. It's just a matter of taking that step and going for it. And it's not going to be easy, I promise you, but it's damn well worth it. So next week, we come back, we have some guests. Heck, I don't know. Maybe I do this every so often. Let me know kind of what you think. Good, bad. I am all ears. Until then, man, have a great week. I will see you next week here on the Bird's Nest. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.